Did you understand what he said? He said, "Hey guys, thanks for joining me." Anyways, welcome back. I have a book review for you guys today. It's been quite some time since I've done a book review, but I wanted to finish the book that I was reading, and you guys know that I like to, I almost said double fist my books. No. I like to go at 2 books at a time usually, and I kind of got caught up at my Am book again, so it was a little hard for me to finish the book I was reading, but now I have it done to present to you my paranormal book review for the month of October. I find that it's a very appropriate book for this month because it is sort of a campfire-y ghost story book again, as I presented to you guys in my very first book review. You guys can find that review here, I'll put it somewhere. They were my all-time favorite sort of campfire story, ghost story books in that first review I did, but this one was quite good and I wanted to show you guys this book here today. Before I get to the actual book, I wanted to show you guys a few things that I got since last time I spoke to you, and one was that little ghost guy that I showed you guys in the beginning. Isn't he adorable? I don't know what we should call him. What do you guys think? He's adorable though. He's just a little ghost guy. He's actually a keychain, but he's on such a cheap chain that if I put him on a keychain, we'll lose him. So let me know what you think we should call him. He's not for Halloween. He's gonna sit here all year round on my little thing here. I actually have a notepad too that sits on top of my lipstick case, and it says Happy Haunting on there. Now on with it. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys a few kind of paranormal type things that I picked up in the last few weeks since I've seen you. It's October, so that means it's time for another Weird New Jersey magazine. I did show you guys this in that one book review I just spoke of that I linked. If you live in the Garden State, you guys probably know about this, but we get so excited when this comes out. It comes out October and May every year, and this is such a great issue, guys. I'm going to flip through it right now and tell you some of the weird stuff that's going on in New Jersey this issue. I probably should have had some tabs in here. Like, they have this article on this awesome guy right here. Like, he dresses up like this every day and just walks around. And then there's some pretty good ghost stories in this issue. Again, like I told you guys, if you wanted to get this, if you don't live in New Jersey, you can always go to their website, weirdnewjersey.com, and order it. I mean, hell, you don't live in New Jersey, but you might want to know why we're so weird. It has an article about the Big Red Eye. I won't tell you much about what Big Red Eye is. He's the Sasquatch that lives here. He's actually in my part of New Jersey. I want to do like a presentation on him eventually, but like I said, I wanted the Jersey Devil to be my first presentation on the channel about cryptids. The end of the month, I will be down past the Pine Barrens. I'm going to be in Cape May for my wedding anniversary, 2 years. Either on the way down or the way back, we're going to stop in the Jersey Devil's birthplace, hometown, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to be doing some research down there to present that to you guys. So thank you for your patience. I know there's some of you that's been wanting to see the Jersey Devil presentation since I started the channel, and it's like October and I'm like, I should have it done by like June. I really wanted to get down to Smithville and Leeds Point, where the Jersey Devil's from, before I did that, and I'm going at the end of this month. It's already booked and paid for, so we can't get out of it now. So other things in Weird New Jersey this month are like this article on the Jersey Devil, some UFOs that have been floating around Jersey in the last couple months. This is really creepy. I actually might do something on my channel about this. How Edison had these really creepy talking dolls way back in the day, but they were manufactured here in the weird Garden State. So speaking of weird magazines and paranormal magazines, I want to show you guys this Fate magazine. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this, but this is actually the longest running paranormal magazine ever. It's been running since I believe 1948, 47, 48, around there, and it did stop publishing for a while there and was only online. I believe it was back in like 2008 maybe, but it is going into a print version again. You can get it every other month The reason I'm showing you this is because the people who published this magazine actually published the book I'm going to show you for the review today. But I highly recommend this magazine. If you guys have a Barnes & Noble by you, they usually have it in there. For some reason, it's in the men's interest section. Like, only men are interested in the paranormal. It's so weird. Like, girls like the paranormal too. But in my Barnes & Noble, it's always in the men's interest section. So it's with the Playboys and the Hustlers and the Penthouse magazines. So you can get your dose of chupacabras infesting Texas and Babe Ruth lives while you look at your nudie magazines. I highly recommend you check it out. It is $5.95 a copy. It's a little digest type magazine with like newsprint inside, but it's very entertaining if you're into the paranormal. It has everything to do with the paranormal in it. UFOs, chupacabras, cryptids, ghosts, everything you can possibly think of, and it has some of the best leading paranormal experts and researchers that write the articles, so check it out. Now on to the book. This is called True Ghosts, Haunting Tales from the Vaults of Fate magazine. Every time Fate magazine publishes a magazine, so it's usually every other month, they actually have people who write in their true ghost stories, true stories of miracles, just weird happenings, and what they did is they compiled a bunch of stories into this book that they've never published in any of their issues of Fate magazine, and they published this. Like I said in the beginning of this video before I started rambling on about a whole bunch of other stuff like this little guy, this is definitely your, you know, run-of-the-line campfire ghost stories. So I found it very interesting, entertaining. I'm going to be honest with you, the first few chapters were kind of boring for me. I really wasn't entertained by it until I got in deeper into it. They have all sorts of chapters in this book, such as seeing apparitions. They even have a chapter in here on time slips, which I find very interesting. I've explained that very briefly in some of my videos, what a time slip is. It's sort of like you're in one place and you, say for example, you see a castle on a hill and you go up to the castle and there's people from like the Middle Ages in the castle and you think they're just dressed up trying to entertain you. And then you go back in a few months and the castle's just ruins and you can't imagine how that happened a few months ago, but what really happened was you went back in time somehow. I really like stories like that, but they're in the back of the book, so like I said, I was not entertained in this book whatsoever until I got to stories like that. In the front of the book, the reason I wasn't entertained was because it was basically your run-of-the-line stories, such as, you know, I woke up and there was a ghost standing on the bottom of my bed. I was walking down the hall and I saw a guy out of the corner of my eye. You know, I guess you can get entertained and spooked by stories like that, but I've read so many books like this that it's just like, no, I just can't get into this. But, you know, like I said, once they get into like vortexes, time slips, time travel, haunted vehicles, haunted diners, things that aren't usual when you're talking about ghost stories, you get entertained a little bit, and that's, you know, included in this book. Overall, I think it's definitely worth checking out, and definitely worth checking out the Fate magazine. It's a little bit on the pricier side. It's like $28, $30 for a subscription, and you only get 6 magazines, which I think it's kind of expensive considering they're small, but if you can afford that, definitely check it out and try to subscribe if you like it. But this is worth checking out, I definitely think. This is the first of 3. They have 3 volumes of this book now. I only have the first so far. I would definitely buy the second and third though, because I do find it slightly entertaining, and I have, you know, faith in the other 2 that they could be a little more entertaining than this one was. So thank you for joining me today. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm so excited for my next book review. I'm actually reading the book right now. It's a book that was released just last week, and it's written by 2 of my favorite people in the paranormal field. It's by George Norrie, who is the host of Coast to Coast AM, and Rosemary Ellen Guiley, who is a phenomenal female paranormal researcher and journalist, and they collaborated on a book that's all about EVP and ghost communication, and I'm telling you, I'm just in the beginning of that book and it is so good, And I can't wait to tell you guys more about that, and I should be able to bring that to you sometime next month. As I said, I'm going on vacation at the end of this month, so just be patient about it if it's not exactly 1 month to the day that you see this video. And please let me know what you think we should name this little guy. Get a close-up on him. I don't know what we should call him, so let me... I got this. I'm gonna presentate it to you soon. Damn, you get on the friggin' thing.